पुनः अगले स्पीकर को आमंत्रित करूं, इसके पहले निवेदन करना चाहूंगा जो लोग भी वेल में हैं वो कृपया अपनी जगह पर जाएं और बजट पर महत्वपूर्ण बहस होने दें। वेल में नारे लगाना, तालियां बजाना या बजट पर बहस न होने देना या सवाल जवाब का सत्र न होने देना, मुझे लगता है कि निवेदन होगा कि आप इस पर आत्मचिंतन करें। मैं पुनः श्री सुखेंदु शेखर राय, श्री प्रसन्न आचार्य, श्री रामचंद्र प्रसाद सिंह, डॉक्टर के केशव राव, डॉक्टर प्रसन्न आचार्य, प्लीज।
This is not correct at all.
Not desirable on point to speak.
What is happening?
It is not possible also. So I will urge you, please call me when the house is in order, sir. Please.
मैं तो सबसे निवेदन कर रहा हूँ कि हाउस ऑर्डर में हो, शुरू से कर रहा हूँ और वो ये सवाल के नारे लगाना प्रसन्न आचार्य साहब आप देख रहे हैं। सर बजट पर 3 दिनों 12 घंटे बहस होनी थी, आप सब बीएससी की मीटिंग में मौजूद
Not possible on my part to speak. Sir, I want to speak, but I am able to speak.
और बात वक्ता के अलावा रिकॉर्ड पे नहीं जाएगी।
कैसे बोलेंगे भाई? Not possible.
मैं नेक्स्ट स्पीकर को बुलाऊंगा, ठीक, मैं नेक्स्ट स्पीकर आमंत्रित करूंगा डॉक्टर के केशव राव।
Sir, you place me on the house in order. I am interested to speak. Sir, I am interested to speak. Sir,
प्रसन्न आचार्य जी
to speak. I will speak, but when the house is in order, sir.
प्रसन्न आचार्य जी मैं सबसे निवेदन कर रहा हूँ कि हाउस ऑर्डर में कहीं आप बजट पे बोले। मैं दूसरे वक्ता को बात आमंत्रित कर रहा हूँ। डॉक्टर के केशव राव, श्री अलारम खरे, मनोज कुमार झा, डॉक्टर नरेंद्र यादव, डॉक्टर नरेंद्र यादव।
Sir, you please call me when the house is in order.
डॉक्टर नरेंद्र यादव,
Thank you, Chairman sir. I rise to wholeheartedly support this maiden budget presented by Honorable Finance Minister Srimati Nirmala Sitharaman. This budget has been subject to a lot of criticism by a professional pessimist, as the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi called them. Many critics who had expected a big bang budget seem to have been disappointed. Some called it insipid. Some others said it is a great opportunity lost. Sir, I respectfully disagree with these remarks, and with all the humility at my command, I wish to say without any hesitation and any reservation that the budget 2019-20 is one of the finest budgets that we have ever had. Sir, what are the strong points about this budget? In my opinion, there are at least 3 strong points. First, it maintains the fiscal glide path. By budgeting fiscal deficit at 3.3% of GDP, it continues the process of fiscal correction, moving towards the target of 3.0% of GDP by the year 2021-22. Second, this budget, sir, effectively consolidates the great work that has been done in the last 5 years, especially in terms of ease of living, with initiatives covering water, electricity, cooking gas, housing, health insurance and pensions. The budget, sir, not only consolidates the groundwork done earlier, but it builds on it further. Sir, to my mind, the biggest achievement of this budget, sir, is that it lays down the necessary groundwork for the Indian economy to take off and achieve within 5 years the vision given by the Honorable Prime Minister Narendra Modi to be a $5 trillion economy by the year 2024. More specifically, sir, this budget essentially aims at investment-driven economic growth. How much investment are we talking about? We are talking about a massive investment of 20 lakh crore every year for 5 years. Where is this investment going to take place? It is going to take place, sir, in the connectivity infrastructure, roads, rails, air, shipping and inland waterways, and also in housing, especially affordable housing. Where the land is going to be available for this budget? There is a brilliant idea thrown in this budget, sir, on para 26, and I quote, it says that large public infrastructure can be built on the land parcels held by central ministries and central PSUs all across the country. This is a brilliant idea. And how is the financing of this massive investment going to take place? Sir, a number of ideas has been presented in this budget. First of all, Credit Guarantee Enhancement Corporation is going to be set up by the year 2019-20. Second, action plans, sir, for deepening long-term bonds are going to be floated, permitting the transfer of FII, that is foreign institutional investors, investment in debt securities issued by IDF and NBFCs to domestic investors. Fourth, getting retail investors to invest in treasury bills and in the government securities issued by the government, and providing the non-resident Indians with seamless access to Indian equities, since India is the world's largest recipient of remittances. Sixth, since India's sovereign external debt, sir, as a ratio of GDP is very small. It is in fact less than 5%. So government, as indicated in the budget, is going to start raising a part of its gross borrowing program in external markets in foreign currencies. And it would also be developing infrastructural, it would also be aiming at developing international financial centers in India and holding annual global investors meet in India. These are the initiatives, sir, which are capable of raising and sustaining India's real GDP growth to 8% plus per year, and it would lead to the achievement of the target of $5 trillion economy in the year 2024. And in the process, sir, these initiatives are going to create a very large number of jobs. No budget, sir, and I submit to you, sir, no budget, sir, could have operationalized the Honorable Prime Minister's great vision of achieving $5 trillion economy by laying down a realistic and an innovative program of action as this budget has done. So I wholeheartedly commend the Honorable Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman ji for her maiden budget, and I wholeheartedly support this budget from the bottom of my heart. Thank you, Deputy Chairman, sir. Thank you.